Welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here for our University of Florida webinar today for admitted master's students. There's lots of people coming in on the waiting room, so we're going to give about a minute here for everybody to get in and join. And then we have a really great program for you today. So we'll just give a minute here for everybody to come in from the waiting room. Okay, I think it's stabilized. Let's go ahead and start. Just give me a signal.
We're recording, so you can start anytime.
Okay, great. Thank you, Krista. So welcome to everybody. We have students here from around the great state of Florida, around the United States, and from many, many countries around the globe. So congratulations on your master's admission to one of our engineering or computing programs. We're all very excited that you've chose to apply to our institution and that you're considering spending the next 2 years here for your master's coursework. So we have a really great program for you today. We've assembled a group of experts from around our college, including our staff, our administration, and of course, some of our current students that are in the programs right now and sat exactly where you are deciding on what institution to enroll in 6 months or a year and a half ago. So I know it's really important that you receive input from them. So we're certainly going to provide that today. So let's start off with some introductions, and then we'll go through a series of slides and discussions over the next hour and a half. Okay, can you see that okay, Krista?
Yep,
Can you see
all
slide
good.
eight? Okay, all right. So today we're here to talk about University of Florida and specifically our Herbert Wertheim College of Engineering. So let's start off with brief introductions from everybody that's here to chat with you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Sartin-Ornat. I'm the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. And congratulations on admission, and you have an exciting decision to make. Looking forward to answering any questions you might have.
And I'm Mike Nazareth. I work here to bring in new master's and PhD students across all of our departments. I'm sure you've heard from me many a time, especially through email contact, and we're happy to provide this program for you today.
Hello, everyone. So excited to see you all for this exciting webinar. My name is Krista Smith. I'm the Assistant Director for Graduate Recruiting and Undergraduate Research for the College of Engineering. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you have. You can type them in the Q&A, and I will be happy to answer, or any of our students or staff will be happy to answer.
Martine there?
Yes, I'm muted. I apologize. Hello, good day, and I hope you all are doing well. My name is Martine Angren, Director of F1 International Student Services with a team of 8 advisors to assist our students.
Hi, I'm Pam Simon. I am an academic assistant with the Program for Engineering Education. Please let us know if you have any questions.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hibbs, and I am an academic advisor with engineering education with the ADS programs and AIS programs.
Good morning, I'm Christina Sapp. I am a graduate assistant for our master's and PhD program for the CISE department.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julissa Nunez. I'm the graduate admissions officer for the electrical and computer engineering department.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paula Hendricks. I'm the academic program specialist for SC, which has civil, coastal, and environmental engineering.
I look forward to your questions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jordan Sharpshire, and I'm the Graduate Academic Advisor in the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Brittany Guerriere. I'm the Graduate Admissions Advisor in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Lovely to have you all here.
Hello, despite my username on Zoom, my name is Jeremy Hall. I am the Graduate Program Manager at MAE. I am not Brittany Guerriere, and super glad to have you here. Super good. Glad to be here as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tahara Franklin. I'm one of the academic advisors for the Department of Material Science and Engineering and the Nuclear Engineering program.
Great. So we promised you a team of experts, and that's exactly what we brought here for you today. To assemble all of these staff across virtually all of our departments. And I know you have many questions, or the ones that have been helping processing and getting your admits out there. So they're going to be able to answer a lot more of the questions that you have. And for some of our current students, we'll let them introduce themselves. Yagnesh, you there? Did we lose him? All right, let's move on to Pavan.
Hi everyone, I'm Pavan Karthik Chilla and I'm a master's student in computer science engineering at University of Florida. And I'm excited to be here as a panelist to share my experiences, answer your questions with all incoming students, and congratulations.
Great. Zaha?
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Zaha, and I'm a master's student in the Biomedical Engineering Department, and I'm an international student from Pakistan. And so I was in your position a year ago, and I'm excited to answer any questions you have.
All right. Dongyun?
Hi, everyone. My name is Dongyun. I'm a first-year master's student in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Some of you may know me because I've been helping with student outreach and recruiting this year. I'm really happy to join this webinar today, and I hope I can share some helpful information about our university. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Shivanesh Murthy and I'm a current electrical and computer engineering student, and congratulations on your admits, and I'm excited to be here and to share my experiences and answer your questions, any questions you might have about the program, student life, or the transitioning to the graduate school here at UF.
Great, thank you. Yagnesh, are you there? Did you make it? Okay, we may have some Zoom issues.
I can see him on the video also, but maybe he may
maybe
be
the
having
audio's
audio.
out.
Yeah, audio from his side.
Okay,
I'll ping him.
if you're able to correct that, Yagnesh, then we'll get you up when your slide comes back here shortly. Okay. Okay, so what we'd like to do today is we'd like to go over a lot of areas. So first off, we're recording today's sessions and we will post that on the website along with the slides. So in the exact same spot where you first RSVP'd for this webinar today when I emailed everybody. So do not feel like you need to write every area down. We will have that for you. Secondly, we want to make the best use of everybody's time. So we're going to allow you to ask your questions as we're going along. So we're going to start off with some of the students speaking, but if you have questions about any area for specific departments relating to your admission, about internationals, I-20s, etc., then you can feel free to start those questions now in the Q&A. But you may want to address them to a specific person. So if you're here for electrical and computer engineering, you might want to start your question off with ECE or Jalissa Nunez. If you're here for industrial engineering, you might want to start it off with ISE or Jordan so that those people can answer your questions. If you have a general question you want multiple people to answer, then feel free to just put the question in that way. And okay, so we're going to go along and we're going to call on different individuals. So let's start off with the students. And Dong Yoon has been helping us. Many of you have heard from him from your master's in mission on many topics. So I'd like to turn it over to him for the next few minutes to talk about where you're from, what program you're in here, and most importantly, what is it like to be here, and what are some things that you want to emphasize? And I asked each of our students to send us a picture of something they love about University of Florida, and they've done that, so they can talk about that too. Okay, the next few minutes are for you, Dong-Yoon.
Thank you. I'm from South Korea, and I first learned about the University of Florida while looking for graduate programs in mechanical engineering in the US. And UF stood out to me because of its strong reputation in engineering and the large engineering community at the Harvard Wertheim College of Engineering. And especially there was a maritime robotics lab in UF, which I'm interested in. So that's why I choose UF. And let me talk about this picture. This photo was taken at Lake Walberg, which is one of my favorite places at UF. It's a recreational lake owned by the university, and students can enjoy outdoor activities like kayaking, sailing, and other water sports there. It's also a great place to relax with friends. And sometimes we play volleyball, hang out together, or have small barbecue parties. I really like it because it's a nice place to enjoy nature and take a break from studying. Thank you.
And a question for you, Dong-Yoon. What was it like coming from another country and coming here to Gainesville, Florida, the University of Florida, and adjusting and finding a community of friends?
We can join many international organizations in the University of Florida. And you can also join the international association like Korean Association, Student Association, or India Student Association. They can also help you settle in the Gainesville, US life.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have lots of things to do here, and Dong-Yoon talked about some of them. There's lots of events on campus and in the town of Gainesville. And so, Yagnesh, were you able to get your audio working?
Yes, Mike. Now I'm all set.
Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself and talk about what program you're in, where you're from, what it's like to here to be a student, and then even some of the fun things to do around.
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the University of Florida. I congratulate everyone on your admits. My name is Yagnesh Shalagunda, and I'm currently a master's student in applied data science. And I'm also happy to represent as a president of Indian Graduate Student Association. So, which is like one of the largest international student organizations that has been present in the University of Florida. So, also to be more in depth, I would like to mention that we do organize different types of cultural events, insightful events, just like webinars, orientations, and also the student-friendly connection type of event. So basically, to answer the question that was raised by Mike, during my time, we were able to focus and do more type of research. Right now, I'm working as a research assistant where I would be getting an opportunity to work and support different types of funded opportunities that are being present in the labs of University of Florida. So for those who are joining the UF very soon, you're very well welcome to a university that really encourages students to explore opportunities, build connections, create an impact. And also I'd like to mention that Gainesville is very student-friendly city and the campus community is really incredibly supportive. Yes.
And you've sent us a picture. Tell us about your picture.
Sure. So I'd like to mention that University of Florida has one of the top 10 largest stadiums where we do host like the football events. So the poster that I have been representing in the slides, there are two posters. One is the webinar, and I mean the orientation that has been conducted for 2026 people as part of the IGSA inaugural function. So the second picture represents the Ben Health Stadium, which is inside of the University of Florida. It's a game that I went during my initial days. So you can see how beautiful, how colorful, and how good it is. So I'm very much excited, and also I want everyone to experience this type of thing at the university.
Yes, the football stadium is one of the largest in the US, holding almost 90,000 students and individuals. This is if you'd like to talk a little bit more about IGSA, since you mentioned that.
Oh, sure. So, Mike, do you want me to explain more about the IGSA?
Yeah, just take about a minute or two, since we have a lot of students online from India now.
Okay. So as I mentioned, IGSA is known as like one of the major international student organization at the University of Florida. So our main goal is to build a strong community where graduate students can connect, support each of these other students, and celebrate cultural diversity. So at its core, IGSA focuses on mostly few of the aspects like firstly, we help new students transition smoothly into the life when they're coming all the way from India. At UF, we do provide the guidance, networking opportunities, and welcome community when they arrive on campus. Secondly, we do organize biggest cultural events like Diwali. And to be frank, last Sunday, I mean, just 2 days back on March 8th, we have organized Holi event, which we had almost like 800 people. So it was so fun, it was so large, and it was so colorful. So this type of events are not only for the Indian students, they are open to explore entire UF community. So where we can able to get like various other people as well from many other backgrounds get to experience different type of culture, which is one of the good thing that I encourage and happy at the University of Florida. Thirdly, IGSS also helps in professional and leadership development, where we do create the opportunities for the students to network, collaborate, or grow beyond the classrooms. So as the president of Indian Graduate Student Association, it has been really rewarding experience to help and create an impact for the students. So organizations like this feels like a community where students can find friendships, mentorships, and support. And I also encourage everyone to be part of it by joining the WhatsApp group so that we can help you to clear all the academic doubts or whatever you have before coming to the year. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you so much, Yagnesh. So as a reminder, we have lots of panelists here today, almost 20. So you can continue to ask any questions you have in the Q&A, and you will have several people that will get back to you and answer those questions. Okay, let's move on to another one of our current students. Zaha is here, and tell us about what it's like and anything else you'd like to highlight about University of Florida.
Hello. So my reason for choosing UF was the fact that the BME program is one of the strongest, and I was really interested in a particular kind of research in bioinformatics, and the labs available at UF are incredible when it comes to the resources available and the different experts and professors that are available here. And the picture that you see here is from my Fulbright. I'm one of the Fulbright scholars here at UF. And so these are fellow Fulbrighters from different countries, and they have been incredible mentors as well. And so when I was asked my favorite thing about UF, it has been the people. The people I study with, the professors, the people I hang out with in university or outside of university. There's lots to explore here in Gainesville. My experience here has been very phenomenal. Academically, it's been very rewarding and very intellectually stimulating. I get to study courses that I find really important for the research that I want to pursue. And the support that's available here through professors, their responsiveness and their willingness to help in any difficulties you might face has been incredible. And My experience here in Gainesville as well has been very fun. I like watching plays and I've been to the theaters, and there's been the thing I really like about UF is it's a huge campus. One of my mentors, he's in the picture, Carlos, he told me at the very beginning that you will spend 2 years here and you will kind of feel like you explore like a tiny portion of what UF has to offer. So I try my best, even though my schedule and my studies can get very overwhelming, but I do take the time out to meet people. As I've seen a lot of theater plays and musical performances within UF. UF has incredible arts program as well. And yeah, even in Gainesville, I've been to many trails. I've seen many animals. I think I've seen 7 gators up until now, and many theaters like Hippodrome. And so, yeah, that has been my experience here, which has been wonderful.
Good. We're glad you're having a great experience at University of Florida. So she mentioned the theater and plays. We have those in town, and then we have those at some of the other bigger cities that are within 2 hours of Gainesville, in Orlando, in Tampa, in Jacksonville. And there's many major events that take place there too, with busing that goes back and forth. So that's very helpful for the students. Let's hear from another one of our current master's students about what it's like to be here and whatever else you'd like to mention about your experience here at University of Florida.
So actually, so as per now, it was a really great experience. Instead of choosing a picture that I'm in, I prefer to choose this Rights Union building because it's like social kind heart of the place here at UF. The first day I landed in, after that I completed my orientation program, I just directed to here and I met so many people. This is the right place. You can meet so many people from the different places. Like you can have a connect, and definitely this place, talking about this rights union, so this place have a lot of um, food. First thing we talk about the food, so it's really nice. You have like, if you want to have a coffee break or like quick bites or whatever it is, you can have a plenty of shops here, like Starbucks, Subway, Panda Express. So many things are here, and you can see a lot of people grabbing the food and talking with each other and having sitting in the different places. So it's really cool. If you want to connect with people, you can. It's a nice place for you to be there. Then apart from that, today, like there are a lot of events happening in there, and there are a lot of places inside this building. It's like grand ballroom. So whatever the event happening inside the UF, you can like see it is happening inside the Rights Union building. And also, there are a lot of stalls and different. Sorry. Yeah, different events that happen in front of the Rights Union building. Even today, there's a event Gator Market. It's happening right there, and yeah, yeah, that's it.
And how's the courses and the program for you?
So yeah, I choose UF because of the coursework syllabus, because it's like electrical and computer engineering. Basically to talk about like it includes both generalization and the specialization as well. That means like you can have different options. Either you want to specialize in the particular track, or you can go with like generalization, like different kind of subjects in the different domains also. So it's pretty good.
Okay, good. Okay, so we also have housing, which is something all of you are interested in that will come here if you're coming from a far off place, which many of you are. There's lots of options. It's mostly off campus versus on campus for graduate students. So you can ask some questions about in that chat. And we will have our final student talk now with you and introduce. He can also talk about that. And I know Pavan has been reaching out to many of you that have been admitted, as he's been helping us for fall 2026 recruiting. So Pavan, why don't you take a few minutes and talk to these admitted students?
Hi, I'm Pavan Karthik, my entire name. I'm currently a master's student at University of Florida in Computer Science Engineering, and I'm really happy to share my experience with you because I was in the same position not too long ago, attending the same webinar with different panelists and Mike and everyone. So it feels really grateful today, and what a wonderful time. One of my favorite things about UF is the overall campus atmosphere, and especially the clock tower that you see on the webinar and right behind me in the background. So this place really stands out for me because it feels the true spirit of UF here. It's very lively, it's very beautiful, and full of student energy. It's like the four, like all direction people, students walking together. It's the happening place on campus, I feel. And whenever I'm there, I feel very motivated and connected and genuinely happy to be part of this university. It gives me a strong sense of belonging, and that's one of the reasons I like very much. And what I really like about UF is UF definitely has everything that you look for in a university. It has strong academics, it has amazing resources, a very, very diverse student community. It's not at all concentrated, and so many opportunities to grow and explore yourself. So there are always something happening here, like whether it's academic or events or student activities, career fairs or networking opportunities. So you have pushes to improve yourself, which is why I really like and enjoy myself here. And I chose UF because I wanted to be a part of this strong, reputed university. So talking about students, how the life is, I'm sharing the videos. I think you are following the IGC account, where we are posting stories and Instagram reels about the events that are happening on campus. So that's how you can know how lively it is and how student engaging friendly we are. And I will also be showing you the student accommodations that has been shown in the previous slides. So there are a lot of student options, very affordable ones, like the Stone Ridge quarters, and they're off campus, which are mainly preferred by international students. So I will also be sharing all the videos and all the pictures. You can ask me any question you want, whatever might be, or how much is the rent. I've already shared the details with you, but you can ask me the minor details as possible. How much time does it take for the nearest restaurant or whatever? I'm open, guys. Let's have a great chat together. And again, congratulations on your admits. Let's meet.
Okay, thank you so much, Pavan. So that's great to spend the first half hour of this webinar not with us just telling you what it's like and what we think UF is and all of the great things we do here, but letting you actually hear from our current master students. And we don't tell them what to say. We just say, you know, tell us what it's like here, honestly, what you think. And you can see there's 5 different cases there, and they're all very happy and they love it here for various different reasons, and we feel the same. We hosted an International Student Appreciation Day last fall. We'll continue with this in other areas in the future, and I think we had students from over 50 different countries that attended. So we're really trying to do lots of things in lots of areas. A few statistics. We're a very large place, University of Florida. We span probably like a 10 by 10 block radius full of campus buildings, open outdoor spaces, recreational fields for sporting events, for teams, and just for students for fun. Places to eat, places to hang out, intermixed a little with some businesses in town, lots of innovation, and it's really a great learning environment and for students to interact with each other. We do very well in rankings. I'm sure you've heard of some of these over the years. There's many different kinds of rankings now, and University of Florida really spans in all of them as top academic programs, top public universities, best value for your money, top niche universities, etc. So really look across those and you'll find that University of Florida is well represented in a lot of areas. We're very large at over 60,000 students. So it's a tremendous amount of students and learning that takes place here across campus with over 5,000 faculty. But we don't just focus on undergrads here. We have a large focus on graduate students, on new master's students and PhD, and you can see that about a third of our institution is graduate students. So that's a big part of our focus. And in the Herbert Wertheim College of Engineering, we're a big part of that. We are nearly 20% of the campus with graduate and undergraduate engineering students and over 3,000 graduate students. So you won't be alone. We're a large place with lots to do, but then you can certainly find a smaller niche in this specific subject area and specialty of that which interests you. We have all of these different areas that all of you have been admitted to one of these. And we're expanding and opening a new campus, University of Florida in Jacksonville, about just over an hour away for next fall. And you'll see that's the first time that will be open. So there will be a lot of growth there going forward and into the future. If you want to see the specific breakdowns, this was our actual enrollment last fall, fall 2025. And you can see across our departments and programs and how many students were enrolled in each area. So we're really quite broad across many spectrums, and you'll work with students and faculty across these areas along with your own specific interest. Okay, so now we want to move on to another area and another focus and talk about some of our content. But the first thing that we want to do is we want to show you a video from our interim dean, who's not able to be here right now, but he has a message for all of you.
Hi, I'm Warren Dixon, Interim Dean of the Herbert Wertheim College of Engineering at the University of Florida. I joined UF back in 2004 and have never looked back. At UF Engineering, we are proud to be competitive, yet supportive. We nurture future-ready engineers that industry, government, and research leaders seek. Here, you'll not only grow alongside like-minded peers and across disciplines, you'll also build long-lasting connections and skills that set you apart. And Gainesville, it's more than university town. It's dynamic, it's welcoming, and full of opportunities, whether you love exploring nature, enjoying the arts, or cheering on the Gators. I've loved every moment of contributing to this vibrant community and mentoring the next generation. And I want to personally invite you to join us. Your journey starts here, and we can't wait to see the impact you'll make.
All right, so that's a great message from our interim dean. We're happy that he could be here in spirit. Okay, so we are going to shift focus, and we're going to now hear from our associate dean. She's going to talk on some of the core parts of coming here in a master's program with our faculty, our research, our courses. And she's actually a very high-end administrator who gets to be a significant part of selecting our next faculty. So that's really important. So I'm going to turn over the next few minutes to Melissa.
Well, thanks for having me here today. As you know, University of Florida is the flagship university in the state of Florida, and we're humongous, we're big. And part of that is, and if you come to campus, you'll see very much, we have the research infrastructure to support state-of-the-art research. And so it starts with just basically across all fields. So we have HyperGator, one of the, the most powerful computers available in a university setting, which allows us to have AI across our curriculum in every field. We have certain aspects of manufacturing, smart manufacturing, also across many different departments from ISC to mechanical, and as well as SE, civil engineering, and AI in medicine, and the smart like surgical suites. And so I don't know if you can see that, but there's a certain theme going on because we're such a large university, with basically every degree possible. It allows us to have a great amount of interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary research that not every school can have. And so going for if you're interested in research, we are a powerhouse in that. And you can see that we work not just within each field, but at the boundary of each field. And that's a great strength when we talk about some of the core things that UF is good at. It's working at these interdisciplinary studies. And then we have the courses to support that. So look at the curriculum of your program that you're entered in. Make sure it has the courses you want in terms of your professional development, and it'll have them. So we're future focused, transformative innovation. You can see this is basically what I was talking about before. Across fields, we solve problems that can impact society. And I feel strongly that if we have what you're looking for in terms of your interest. And then you can also see we have a community. Every school has its own culture, and we don't have just the strong research, strong courses, strong students, strong faculty. We have a community that helps support everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll turn the page again here. I know we have a lot of international students here today, and that brings a whole nother set of paperwork and visas and requirements and regulations. So we have brought one of our campus experts here to highlight the important areas that you need to be aware of and answer your questions. So I'll turn the next few minutes over to Martine.
Hello, good day, and I hope you're all doing well. Congratulations again, and we hope certainly that you choose UF as a community that is waiting to welcome you. We have a lot of information to provide, but this is a snippet of it. All of these resources here on our website will be able to provide you information. That said, unfortunately, some of these QR codes will no longer work as we just changed our website on Friday, and these QR codes, some will, some may not work. So we will make sure to get the updated PowerPoint with QR codes to the engineering office to have that information for you. So next slide. All right, so some of the questions in the chat were about the I-20. Your department will first do the admission process, and then they will submit your I-20 request. I know, for example, Christina Sapp has a lot of I-20 requests that she tends to submit, and we're going through those in order to send you instructions and provide you the information you need to apply for your I-20. The earlier you apply, the better, especially if you are outside of the United States. You will have to also apply for your F1 visa and make your flight arrangements and whatnot. If you are already in the United States attending another university as an F1, not only do you have to apply for the UF I-20, you must also talk to your current school to transfer your SEVIS record to UF so that you can keep the same SEVIS ID number and be considered a SEVIS transfer student instead of needing to depart the US and return. So if you're abroad, it's just the I-20 application process to then apply for your visa. But if you're in the US already as an F1, you must ask your current school to transfer your SEVIS record to us. You must apply for the I-20, and then we will combine those two records together to issue you the I-20. If you are provided the Achievement Award, you will have to show slightly different amounts depending on the Achievement Award that you are awarded. So the I-20 application this year for tuition and fees and living expenses is a total of $59,394 for our graduate students in US dollars. Again, your specific Achievement Award amount will determine whether or not you show a little bit less than that as shown on your screen. The I-20 application is in the ISSS portal. You must create your GatorLink account, so that is through UFIT. If you are having trouble with logging into our SSS portal because you don't have your GatorLink account yet, or you log in and it says an access issue, make sure that you are communicating with the UF Help Desk to ensure that your GatorLink credentials are correct and that you have your login information. So once you have your GatorLink account and your login credentials, you will log into the portal. The instructions provide you everything you need to know about the application. One thing that is a mistake our students commonly make, we have questionnaires that are in the application itself. Each questionnaire has a save and submit option. If you click on save, you will be able to edit it if you need it later. But if you click on submit, it will lock. We suggest that you click on save for the questionnaires in case you need to make any adjustments. Then when you are done with the application, scroll back to the top and click on submit application. The different submits on each questionnaire only submits the questionnaire in the application. It doesn't submit the application to us. So that is a common error that students make when they reach out and they say, I haven't heard anything. And we look and we cannot, your application doesn't come up in our regular query if you did not click submit application. So that is the most important thing for me to say to that regard, beyond making sure that you follow the instructions for submitting a valid application. The F1 advisors, right now we have 6. We hope to have 8 soon. So we are working to help all of our students with the I-20 applications. They will review your requests. If anything is wrong, they will let you know. You'll get an email. Please make sure you are checking both the email address that you use to apply to UF, because that is the only email we have for you now until you create your GatorLink. And then when you create your GatorLink, check both of them, because it just depends on when it comes into our system and when we sent you the instructions. Check your inbox, your spam, your junk mail, and then look for the I-20 app instructions to log into the portal, which will have all the other instructions that you need. Once the I-20 is ready to be issued, we will send you another email that says, congrats, your I-20 has been issued. Please log into the ISSS portal to download it. We will not mail anything to you. Fortunately, the government allows us to upload it into the ISSS portal where you will download it. You'll have access to it at that time. Next slide. Keep in mind also, the I-20 doesn't give you automatic F1 status. If you're abroad, you still have to apply for the F1 visa. And if you're in the US as an F1 already, because you're attending a school, then great, but you still have to transfer your SEVIS record to us. Once you have your I-20, you'll be able to pay the SEVIS fee, complete the government DS-160 form, which is a form for the actual visa application, and schedule your F1 visa appointment. Among all other documents that the website may say you need, you certainly need to have your award letter if you have any funding, your admission letter, of course, the I-20 that we provide you, your passport, your proof of funds. These are all necessary for your visa application, along with anything else they may need from you specifically. And then after you obtain your visa, make sure only after you schedule your flight to enter the US, and you are required to be here by the first day of classes for the semester to which you are admitted. So please make sure that you are doing that in a timely manner. If for any reason you don't have your visa by the first day of classes or prior to the first day of classes, also make sure to follow up and let us know so that you can talk to your department about possible deferment, and for your I-20 to also be deferred if your admission is deferred. And then once you arrive in Gainesville, you must make sure to do our check-in. The check-in is necessary because there will be a final document that you will be issued at the port of entry. It will be electronic. They'll give you instructions on how to download that. We will need all of the items listed in the check-in, including that final document where you will upload it into the ISSS portal. With all of that information, we'll be able to process your check-in, and your check-in is necessary as soon as you arrive in the US, no later than the drop-add deadline, so that we can confirm you've arrived, you've registered, and you are in compliance. Make sure that you carry your I-20 on you at all times while you're traveling, along with also having your admission letter, F1 visa, passport, proof of funds, anything that you were issued, anything you use to apply for your visa, have that on your person as you're traveling to the US. You can arrive up to 30 days prior to classes starting, but you must arrive prior to classes starting. Keep in mind, if you are looking for housing around campus or the Gainesville area, housing may not be available until right around August 15th or later, as they have students checking out, honestly, as early as August 3rd, probably, because they typically have students checking out, let's say July 30, 31st, and they need a few days to turn that apartment over and be ready for you. So arriving a week to 2 weeks prior to classes starting is typically a good time frame to come and acclimate to the environment. Next slide. So we talked about that you have to do the check-in process, so please make sure that you do that. It's necessary preferably before classes start or no later by the drop-add deadline, okay? Then there are some other deadlines for you to make sure that you're aware of, including being registered in advance so that you don't have any late registration fees. And then you also need to make sure that you are registered in compliance. We'll talk about registration requirements. And then there's a fee payment deadline. We understand that sometimes your funds haven't fully transferred to your US bank or whatnot, but the main requirement here is that you pay something towards your tuition so that your classes are not canceled. Whatever your fees are, if you don't have the full amount, you make any nominal payment and your classes will not be canceled, and you'll have to make sure that you pay the balance when they are due or within that semester if you have to set up a payment plan. But UF does require payment so your classes aren't canceled, and then your classes should not be canceled so that you can continue to maintain your F1 status. Next slide. Maintaining status by enrollment for graduate students is 9 credits every fall, every spring. Summer is considered a vacation unless you actually are admitted to start in that summer or you will graduate in that summer. And there are some other stipulations later on. But if you are a fall or spring admit, typically the summer is considered your vacation. Every fall, every spring requires 9 credits. And out of those 9 credits, at least 6 of them must be in person, in classroom, or otherwise hybrid, a combination of in-person and classroom. The other 3 credits can be 100% online or in-person or hybrid as well. But as a graduate student, you are always required to register every fall, every spring for a minimum 9 credits, 6 credits in person or hybrid. Now, this is the part that typically gets everyone excited about employment opportunities. I've seen a lot of TA questions and whatnot. You are allowed to work on the University of Florida campus up to 20 hours per week. You do not need any special additional authorizations for that. On campus means for UF, paid by UF. We have Florida Fresh Food Services. We also have the Welcome Center that is officially e-FOLID, but we also have the O'Connell Center if you are working specifically for the O'Connell Center, not the third-party vendors that may be there. You are allowed to work up to 20 hours for UF specifically on the UF campus. That does not mean remote work. You cannot work for someone else remotely on the UF campus. That is not allowed without authorization, and the authorization is not something you're eligible for yet until you have completed 1 full academic year. After you complete 1 full academic year, there are options through curricular practical training, which is CPT, or optional practical training, which is OPT. That has a lot of more details, requirements, and that is fully on our website. And we have workshops every fall, every spring about that. We hold 3 or 4 of them where we talk about opportunities. So if you're starting this fall, you should see emails around September from the Career Connection Center that let you know that we are partnering with them to give you information about how you'll be able to work off campus after you meet your full academic year. Yeah, next slide, please. All right, so I mentioned earlier that when we have a full staff, we have 8 F1 advisors to assist you, and all advisors are reachable through our contact form. The QR code for our contact form should still be valid, but again, if not, we'll make sure that the engineering office has the updated QR codes with the changes between Friday and yesterday to our website. So most importantly, you want to make sure that when you submit your application for the I-20 that you click the bigger, large submit application button at the very top, not just the submit or save buttons at the bottom for individual questionnaires. And then once that is submitted, your advisors will be reviewing it. No issues, we'll issue the I-20. Any issues, we'll send you an email. So please make sure that you're checking your emails on a daily basis so that you'll see if we have any communication with you. Congratulations again, and we hope to see you at UF.
Okay, thank you so much, Martine. So there's a lot of questions that have been asked, more than 70 questions. You can continue to ask your questions in the Q&A. And again, all these slides and the recordings will be posted on the website, same place where you originally RSVP'd. So we want to check in with all of you right now. We have a poll question for you. So Krista, if you could put the poll question up. It's very simple. Are you planning on accepting your master's admission to University of Florida? So some of you may know if you are, and some of you might still be deciding. So this is just a little quick area for us to kind of gauge and see where everyone's at. All right, I'm going to highlight just a couple areas about the master's program, and then we'll have time for our campus experts, our graduate staff and departments. If any of you want to talk about a particular area for your department or a lot of questions or something you feel you need to highlight, then we're going to go straight to that. So all of you have been admitted to a master's program. Primarily, students come for on-campus studies, which is usually 1.5 to 2 years, more likely for 2 years unless you're currently a student at University of Florida. It's mostly course-based to become more of an expert in a particular topic area, but some students are thinking about continuing on for the PhD, and so there could be some research options. We do have in about half of our programs EDGE, which is the online distance learning. For those of you that are not looking to move to Florida or to move to Gainesville or maybe even move to the US, we do offer that. It's the same courses, the same content, the same academic rigor, but you do it from distance. You would never come here. It's online. And some people are working, so they watch the recordings later the same day, and then we figure out how to proctor the exams to do. It is a significant tuition reduction because you do not use the services here as on campus would for our University of Florida. And then some students continue on to the PhD after the master's. If this is something you're thinking of doing, my recommendation is to try to let that be known from the start in case there's a more specific path that you would be on while completing your master's degree. When I looked at the numbers as of yesterday, we had over 2,000 master's application with almost 55% that have been admitted. We're still processing applications daily. All of our department graduate staff experts work on this every single day now in our peak season. We are expecting many more admissions to take place and have a class of 500 to 600 plus of new master's students in the fall term. Do be sure to accept or decline your decision. Hopefully accept online. You should have received all this in your admission letter. But if you go online, that triggers and lets many other areas and offices on campus know so they can start sending you different things that are available. And then also let the grad staff and the department know. We do have one slight hiccup in the admissions system in our admissions office at UF. If you've deferred, you've admitted previously, maybe last year, last semester, and you deferred to the fall, then trying to accept online, they have problems. There's errors with that. So they may not let you do that. That's where it becomes really critical that you let your department graduate staff know that so that they can be aware of that. Okay, we've seen most of the results of the poll question. This is great. 56% are planning on coming. That's good. And the other 44% are still deciding. So there's no one that says they do not plan on enrolling. So we're glad to hear that. Okay, what I'd like to do now is turn the page again to some of our department experts, admission experts. So I'm going to open the floor if some of you would like to talk on different topics. And also tell us something great, something you love about your department or something exciting. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Great. Christina, you're up.
So when you asked if to say something great, it's hard to say one thing great. I've been with UF for over 26 years, but I've been with CISE for over 14 years. And I'm not staying here just because I want to stay here. I truly love our department. I love our students, the faculty, our department chairs. Everybody is so friendly and helpful. And even if you come in as a master's student, I know that a lot of you think, oh, well, you know, the faculty cater to the PhD and everything, and that's fine because that's who they're bringing in. However, a lot of our master's students do connect with faculty, and our faculty are absolutely wonderful with our students. That is one of the things that I take away from from this department is how well everybody just is student focused. So that is one of the things. Just a couple points that I wanted to talk about with our program. I have a lot of questions. One, Mike had mentioned the Jacksonville office. Yes, we are now opening a Jacksonville campus starting fall of 2026. It is going to be the identical program as the one here in Gainesville. The only difference is as of right now, for probably the next 2 to 3 years, it is domestic based only. So if you're an international, you cannot apply. If you're domestic, you absolutely can. So if you want to do that, get with me afterwards. You can email me if you're interested. The other thing real quick that I wanted to mention is I have a lot of questions about assistantships, TA and RAs. For our department, our RA, our research assistants and our teaching assistants go strictly to our PhD students, so you are not eligible. But like Mike said, when you're here in the master's program, whether you get a year into it and you're like, man, I really want to do the PhD program, great. All you have to do is go through the admissions website again, like you did for the master's program, and submit an application for the PhD. You have to have a faculty willing to fund you for that. So that's what the TA RA, but it is possible. And then when you graduate with your master's, you certainly can apply and go on and apply to our PhD program as well. So thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Would somebody else like to highlight some areas?
I can talk.
Oh, go ahead, Julissa. I'll go next.
Just to clarify with what Christina was saying, for the EC department and for other departments, it may vary. In our department, master students are eligible for TAs or RAs. While they are rare, they are usually for the PhD students. It's not impossible for a master student to get an assistantship. You just have to go out to the faculty members, and that might vary by departments as well. I know some departments don't like you reaching out to the faculty. For our department, we absolutely encourage that. Go ahead and reach out to the faculty members and let them know your interests. To go along with that, we are hiring a lot of new faculty in the EC department. We're already one of the biggest departments with over 50 faculty members, but we're still hiring new faculty members. And if you're interested in these kind of big booming areas like AI, semiconductors, and quantum, those are all areas that we're hiring in. Dr. Ying Wu, Laura and Dennis Kim, Elam Haidari, and Hamed Delir. Sorry, there's so many of them. So there's lots of different areas where people are still recruiting and hiring. So that's something pretty interesting going on in the EC department. Lots of new labs coming up if you're interested. So you just have to reach out to them, let them know that you're interested. You may or may not get it, but there are opportunities out there.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brittany Guerrier. I'm with the MAE department. And yes, I just wanted to kind of reiterate some of what Julissa just mentioned, because it is so different department from department. So it's really important that you reach out to the admissions advisor for the specific department that you're interested in with your questions. And I see a lot of you are doing that in the chat already. So you're already off to a good start getting the answers that you need. And I just wanted to say that for MAE, we do encourage you to reach out to our faculty directly for funding opportunities. Similar to ECE, majority of our funding does go to PhD students, but master's students are still eligible, even though those funding opportunities are less frequent for our master's students. You also could start out unfunded and volunteer in a research lab, get to know faculty a little bit better. We also have a lot of new faculty that have started, and the MAE department is also still hiring. So there may not be funding opportunities available for your first semester, but you could take that semester to get to know the department a little bit better, maybe volunteer in the research lab that you're interested in, or talk with other faculty and peers in the department about the incoming faculty who are coming in that you might be able to meet with and secure funding for a future term. So if you're, and I've gotten a couple of questions like this in the chat, so I'll just go ahead and cover it really quickly. If you have already started the term and then you find an advisor who can fund you, that funding opportunity would come the following semester. So you would still be paying for your tuition for your first semester, and then your funding would pick up the next semester whenever that offer is made. And our graduate research assistantships do cover tuition, healthcare costs, and an annual stipend. So definitely worth reaching out to faculty. And I strongly recommend that you visit our website. We have some great research pages that you can get to know our faculty better. There are research videos available. There are also individual profiles for each of our faculty, and you can visit their websites to learn more about their research. So I definitely encourage you to get in contact with our faculty. But again, one last reminder to keep in mind, that is specifically for the MIE department. I know CISE, for example, does not want you reaching out to their faculty. So make sure that you are, just tailoring your approach to the department that you've joined. And again, welcome. We are very excited to have you here. I hope to see you in the fall, whether that be on campus or online. Again, my name is Brittany, and you can reach out to me with any follow-up questions after the webinar. I'll drop our email in the chat here, but it'll be gradadmissions@mae.ufl.edu. And I believe there will be a slide with contact information as well. So welcome again. Great to have you here.
Great. Thank you, Brittany. Other department staff?
Sure, I can speak for materials and nuclear. So I'll echo Julissa and Brittany. As far as material science and nuclear engineering, we're the same. For master's students, assistantships, could be possible, but it's really dependent on the faculty member. So definitely reach out to any individual faculty that you are interested in, and we would definitely encourage that. Our program intersects material science, nuclear engineering. We're the only institution in Florida that has a nuclear reactor. We have a lot of new research going on as far as like clean energy, characterization, AI for materials. And so if you're interested, we would definitely recommend that you come here. We also offer certificates that students can double towards master's requirements and certificate requirements. We have our materials characterization certificate, and we are also creating a new AI for materials certificate, which would be open to not only our students, but others throughout the college. So definitely reach out if you have any questions. We're more than happy to talk with you. You can schedule a Zoom appointment. You can email us, give us a call. We're very student oriented. We have a pantry in our office. We have free coffee and tea if you need a pick-me-up. So yeah, we look forward to meeting you.
Great. Thank you, Tahara. Any other department staff?
Sure, I can talk really quickly for SC. So for our master's students, first thing that everybody was saying was that every department is different. So for our master's students, they are appointed a faculty advisor if they are admitted. So you will be notified of who that is in your admissions letter, and that's the person that you will talk to about courses. If you are interested in funding, they would be the one to talk to. We don't necessarily offer assistantships to our master's students. Again, similar to other departments, not similar to others, but again, very different for every department. But if you are interested in being a thesis student, you might have noticed in your letter that you're admitted as non-thesis, and that's how we process our master's students in our department. But if you're interested in being a thesis student, that's something that you would talk about with your faculty advisor, and that is depending on their situation if they are able to accept you as a thesis student. So please talk with those individuals, and they will be able to best guide you on courses, funding, if that's something that you're interested in, and if that's available from them, not guaranteed. And for your information, you will do half your courses in your program. The program is 30 credit hours, of course. You'll do half your courses in your major, and then the other half of your program you will be able to do and cater to what you're interested in. So we have a very interdisciplinary program, as we are a school of sustainable infrastructure. So we have 3 programs in our 2 departments. So we have a lot of flexibility in coursework for you to be able to take. So we look forward to seeing you when you do start and seeing you in our office as well.
Great. Thank you, Paula. Jordan, Lisa, or Pam, any other last comments?
Hi, I can address the ADS and AIS. We are very much like you're hearing from everyone else. Some of our students do have TA positions, but they go out and find them working with some of the instructors that they have. We are interdisciplinary, so our courses, you can choose from a lot of courses across the entire college. And our programs are, I think, the newest ones coming up. So we are continually every semester adding additional courses as elective options for our students. So there is still growing flexibility within our program. But it is something that allows you to tailor it to your interest.
Great, thank you. Final one, Jordan, for Industrial Systems Engineering.
Yeah, sure. So, I believe I did answer a question, in the chat about, funding positions, for master's students, similar to the others. We don't, restrict master's students, from those positions. And, semester to semester, we do have like teaching assistant and grader positions, but really those research assistantships and graduate assistantships are the priority goes to our PhD students. So that's just kind of an answer regarding what everyone else has already addressed in their relevant departments. And yeah, we look forward to welcoming you to our department should you choose to come here and join us. We're growing a lot. We are also a program that is debuting something new at the Jacksonville campus in the fall. We're always kind of developing new programming for our students. We just started an industry series, seminar series in the fall, last fall, I believe. So again, we hope that you come and join us. We have a lot to offer.
Great, thank you. So cost is always on everybody's mind. So our tuition is just under $32,000 for non-Florida residents and just under $13,000 for Florida residents. One area that makes us stand out considerably is for those of you that have applied to multiple institutions or other top-ranked institutions within the U.S. You can see from the chart above, this is top 10 public universities, and our tuition is the lowest of all of them. And some of those higher are much significantly higher, nearly double that of what University of Florida is. On the other end of the spectrum, which some of our current master's student mentioned, was searching for housing in town. Housing and the cost of living in Gainesville is also considerably low. And that chart below also takes those same top 10 public universities on the standard cost of living index, and we're the only one of them that is below the average cost, while others are higher or significantly higher. So specific costs and estimates can be found at those websites there, but do know that it is particularly cost effective here in Gainesville versus many other United States institutions. You've heard a great deal from each department about funding, so I just wanted to clarify on the academic, the Achievement Award for non-Florida residents, that is $3,300. It's guaranteed. We'll take $1,100 off your tuition for 3 straight semesters. This is not good for the online distance learning edge studies because that tuition is already significantly different. But if you've deferred from previous terms and you did get an offer in writing for the previous $4,500, then we will absolutely honor that. And that for students who are successful in continuing on to the PhD, there's very competitive, healthy compensation packages that include all areas. Okay, we have maybe 15 minutes left to talk and answer questions, so continue to ask questions in the chat. And I'm going to turn the page now to Krista to cover a couple other really important topics.
Okay, can you go to the next slide there? Thanks, Mike. So hello again, everybody. Just wanted to point out some professional development opportunities that we have for our students, because as we know, you're all making a very big decision. And in addition to student life, funding costs, all of these things, you're probably also wondering, what can I do with a UF degree after I'm done? So to set you up for success, we have some special events for our students that we like to showcase. One of them being our Career Connection Center Career Fair, which happens twice a year, and it's huge. It fills our basketball stadium with over 600 companies, and it's a great opportunity for networking. The Career Connection Center provides services such as resume reviews, interview practice sessions, internship availability postings. They even have a closet of professional attire that they loan out to students. And in addition to all of that, which is all campus-wide, our departments have specific events strictly for their own students. So you can see down there several departments, 6 of them have exclusive events for their own students where they bring in industry professionals or alumni to network directly with their students and provide a kind of an insider look as to positions that they might be hiring for, internships that they might have available, and what they're looking for in a potential hire. Next slide. So as I mentioned, the big career showcase that happens twice a year, there's tons of companies, and these are some notable ones, obviously very recognizable top companies globally. IBM, Apple, I'm only going to name a few of these, Amazon, things that all of us have seen, and huge employers all are heavily recruiting UF students. So these are great opportunities to network with these people. And just as a summary, we want to kind of capture in one slide what we think makes UF unique and special. We are a world-class institution with amazing research going on here that you all can be a part of. We have a thriving community of scholars, of lovers of sports and athletics, the Florida beaches and all of the nature that surrounds us, a student community that is really open and accepting and diverse, and ultimately leading to a degree that will help you move forward in your chosen career and set you up for success. And some resources that we can go over. So as we mentioned earlier, and as you heard from 2 of our students, you've probably heard from at least one of them already through email or through a WhatsApp group. These are some resources. Again, if you have not been contacted and would like to be, feel free to join these and follow on Instagram. They're working on some cool videos too to show you a student perspective of campus. So I encourage you to check those out. And as we mentioned, and I think I answered a couple of questions in the chat, we will be posting these slides, and this is the URL for that posting. We'll post the slides and the recording of this session, so feel free to check it out there. We're sure you will have additional questions going forward, so feel free to reach out to us after you've ended the session or reviewed the video again and thought of something else to ask. And looking forward to the fall, as we saw in the chat, or the poll question rather, most of you are planning to attend UF, which is super exciting. Once you get onto campus, and probably throughout the summer, you'll be hearing more about orientation and welcome events, but there's a whole host of things that will be on tap for you to participate in when you're here on campus. And this is just a few of them. most of these dates are to TBD because they haven't been scheduled yet, but you'll get lots of communication about all of these, so we'll keep you updated. And as I think somebody mentioned earlier, one of the staff mentioned earlier, that we have a full list of contact information here. So I know not everybody was represented here today. So BME was not here. So there's the contact for Ade, who's the graduate advisor for that department, and chemical engineering graduate coordinator Sumant Pachankar is listed there. And of course, you're more than welcome to contact Mike or myself if you have any questions. And to wrap things up, thank you so much for attending. We're so excited that you are planning to join us on campus. And I know some of you are still making your decision, which is totally understandable. You've got about a month or maybe a little bit more to make that. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're happy to provide all the information that you need.
Thank you, Krista. So we have just a couple minutes if there's any questions that we feel weren't answered in the chat, or they were maybe we need to just cover briefly again. Is there anything in that area? And then after that, we're going to have maybe just a final thought from our associate dean, and we'll go back to each of our current master's students. So if you can think of one parting thought you'd like to leave with the admitted students.
So Mike, I know Brittany wanted to address something live for.
Okay, we'll turn the
MAE.
live over to Brittany.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me chime in. I wanted to follow up on our master's thesis process because I've been getting a lot of questions about that as well in the chat, and just wanted to reiterate what our process is like, very similar to actually what Paula explained for their department. Everybody is automatically admitted as a non-thesis student, and if you are interested in joining our thesis program, you need to secure your faculty advisor. Once you have your faculty advisor, just let academic advising know, and we'll add you to the thesis program. And that opportunity is available for both our on-campus and our online EDGE students. I will note, though, that for online EDGE students, you do need to find an advisor who is available to work with you remotely. So it may limit you on how many faculty you have to choose from, because it depends on the kind of research that you're doing and the type of facilities that you have available. But it's absolutely still worth reaching out to our faculty and inquiring about their availability to advise your thesis program. We do have students both on campus and online doing a thesis. Generally, the thesis program is unfunded, but like we mentioned, you can reach out to our faculty and inquire about their availability for graduate research assistantships. You can volunteer in these labs and work with our current PhD students on research projects. This doesn't guarantee that they will have funding for you in a future term, but it's really a great idea to build those relationships and start working in the labs that you're interested in, because it could lead to a future funding opportunity. And last thing I wanted to note here is that if you are offered a funding opportunity, you are eligible to join our PhD program, and you can earn your master's concurrently. So that means you would be double counting the coursework that you took during your master's program towards the coursework requirements for the PhD. So I strongly recommend double count your courses wherever you can, whether that be earning both your master's and your PhD, or maybe enrolling in one of our graduate certificate programs, which is a great opportunity to show an area of specialization and can look nice on a resume. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I'm also available for online appointments. That link is available on our website if you go to the graduate contact page, and we can meet on Teams, and I'm happy to talk through any other questions that you have. Last thing I want to note is that all MAE students do have a registration hold on your account currently, and that is related to the online orientation that we require all our new students attend. So all you need to do is submit your decision once you've made that decision, and then you will get access to orientation starting June 30th. That'll have a series of recorded videos that'll answer a lot of questions that you have. It'll also have our graduate student handbook. And if you have further questions, you're welcome to make an academic advising appointment. So we're here to help. And again, thank you so much for coming today. And thank you, Krista and Mike, for giving me a few extra minutes to cover those topics.
Thank you. Krista, any other questions?
Not specific questions, but I've been seeing a lot of things in the chat about RA and TA positions. I'm sure a lot of people have been responding to those for their individual departments, but I just want,
Yeah, we'll
um,
just let the grad staff, we covered that a lot earlier. So if you still have questions on those, please reach out to your grad staff about the funding options. So, okay, we're going to go to closing comments now because we're running out of time. So we're gonna, for our Associate Dean, Melissa, if you have any departing thoughts for this great batch of admitted master's students that's been with us, mostly all of them, for almost an hour and a half now.
Well, first of all, thank you for hanging out to the very end here. And I just wanted to iterate that at UF, we support many different pathways of, for career and success and professional development. And ask your questions. Our job here as educators is help support you in to be as successful as possible. So as you try to figure out, the best fit for you, it's best to be informed. So just reach out and we can answer your questions. And hopefully we'll see you in the fall.
Great, thank you. Okay, a departing thought, quick thought, no more than a minute for each of our current master's students. So Dong-Yoon, we started off with you earlier, so let's give you an opportunity for one last final comment to these admitted students.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining today. I hope this session helped you learn a little more about UF and life in Gainesville. If you have any question later, please feel free to reach out, and hopefully we will see some of you here at UF in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yagnesh, departing thought for you?
Yes. So before we wrap up, one thing that I'd like to share to everyone like who are joining the University of Florida is that your experience here will be much more good than just about the academics. So since UF provides an environment where you can grow not only as a student but also as a professional, a leader, and as part of the global community. So go Gators! We're gonna be meet you soon in the fall.
All right, the first alligator chomp. I can't believe that's first one at the end of all this. Thank you.
Yes.
Zaha, a closing comment from you?
I would like to say, I would really encourage you to use the resources and contact and reach out because that really helped me make important decisions like such as housing. It can be really daunting when you're an international student and you don't really know. So ask a lot of questions and I hope to see you here and you'll have a wonderful time here at UF.
Great, thank you. Savanish?
Yeah, actually, thanks for joining with us today. Hopefully, you got doubts clear today. And if you have any doubts, you can reach everyone who stays here. They are really very well in doing clearing things. And yeah, see you soon. Have a good day.
Okay, good, thank you. And the final student, Pavan?
I'm so happy to see all of you join and engage with all of us and clear your doubts as possible. And we will also be staying in connect with you, and do follow IGSA account to see how campus looks like, and feel free to ask any question, any silly question also. I'm encouraged to you to ask and get clarified with that. And also do follow our WhatsApp group so that we can chat and we can understand more about the university and the opportunities here. So yeah, thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Pavan. And thank you to all of the admitted master's students who've joined us today. We know that you're very talented and that you have a lot of options. Most of you were not the only school you're applying to, but we've worked really hard to bring this great program for you today. You can see just how many of our staff and students administrations have joined because we all are very excited about University of Florida and passionate about it. And we hope we've made the case that you will join us in the fall, that we provide a great product, a great academic opportunity for you, that we're very cost effective, that our students are very happy and love it here, and that we also provide career and job and internship opportunities as well. So please stay in touch with any one of us, and we will continue to do the same. Go Gators, and we hope to see you in the fall. Thanks again.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.